Hello, I recently did a video about what my favourite gun was in Battlefield 4, and the result was the L85A2 with a compensator and stubby grip because of the way it only had vertical recoil. And I got a message on that video from Mike Whittingham saying that the compensator was my least favourite attachment when I did the accessories videos. And that's very true. The compensator and muzzle brake on their own I hate, but the saviour for both is the stubby grip because it reduces their accuracy penalty. But Mike also points out that as the L85 suffers from vertical recoil, perhaps the muzzle brake would have been better. So Mike, this video is for you, and we're going to see which is better, the muzzle brake or the compensator on the L85. Now I've already done half the work for this video because I have done the compensator and stubby grip, and that came out with this pattern using 12 full auto bursts on a wall. And as you can see, it's pretty much vertical in a slightly widening cone, and it's a really good pattern. So now let's try the muzzle brake and stubby grip, and we'll do the same testing again. So from 25 meters, firing at this wall, and I'm going to do 3 full auto bursts up the wall, and then we can see what pattern we get. So this is the 4 sets that I did for the muzzle brake, and when we put them together we get this. So as you can see, it's not quite such a neat pattern. Now there are more shots hitting the wall, but as you can see, the compensator versus the muzzle brake, I'm still going for the compensator. We have a much tighter and neater pattern, and it's purely vertical recoil, which is the easiest to compensate for. So let's have a go at trying to compensate for the recoil and see what happens. So this is with the muzzle brake, and as you can see, we jump around sideways a bit, but we manage to control the recoil. And now this is with the compensator, and we're jumping around sideways less, but it is harder to control the recoil. And when we compare the two, we can see that the muzzle brake is wider and the compensator is taller. And no matter how good you are at compensating for recoil, the compensator's pattern will always be taller and the muzzle brakes will always be wider. So let's try and work out why. So let's say that this is what we're shooting at, and this is our gun's inaccuracy and recoil combined. Now if we put on a compensator, we reduce the side to side recoil, so we squeeze in our pattern. But we also get an accuracy penalty, which spreads it out all over. But the stubby grip reduces that accuracy penalty, and so what we end up with is a narrower pattern but a taller pattern. And if we compare it with the original circle, you can see that we've got a narrower but taller pattern than the standard gun. And the muzzle brake is exactly the same, but twisted 90 degrees. So which is better, the muzzle brake or the compensator? I'm still going to go for the compensator, because the muzzle brake spreads out the inaccuracy to the sides and the compensator spreads it vertically. And let's be honest, most of the time the things that you're shooting at are vertical, they're people standing up. And so if your inaccuracy goes up a bit or down a bit, you're still got a chance of hitting them. If your inaccuracy goes to the sides, then you're going to miss them. Now of course, if they're lying down prone and you're approaching them from the side, then a muzzle brake is better. But for me, the compensator's vertical pattern is better than the muzzle brake's horizontal, at least at medium and long ranges. At close range, I don't think it matters which one you use. So Mike, I hope that explains why I think the compensator is better than the muzzle brake, and why the L85A2 with stubby and compensator is still my gun of choice. Thanks for watching.